my name's Chris Badgett, and in this video we're going to talk about how you can research and see how much market demand there is for your offer, for your niche, or your topic. And the reason this is important is because if there's not a strong market demand for a particular niche, it may not be worth pursuing, which can be sometimes hard to let go of, but having an indication of strong market demand can give you a lot of confidence moving forward that people actually buy products or are even interested in that niche. So let's start with Amazon.com, and we're going to use barefoot running as our example. And let's see what comes up here. We've got some books, and the main thing you want to look at here first off is that are there a lot of results? And if you look right here, you can see that there are 1,991 results for barefoot running. That's a pretty big volume of products or within that niche. So that's a good indicator right there. The next thing we want to look at are reviews on Amazon. You see the stars over here? You can see that this one has 77 ratings, this one has 8, 6, 261. Okay, Born to Run, 1,697. It's also a #1 bestseller, and there's a category that this niche exists in called extreme sports. So this right here is a pretty good indication that there's a lot of market demand. And if we look here at the actual stars, we can see that most of those reviews are 5-star rating, which means people are pretty happy with this particular product anyways. So that's how you can use Amazon to evaluate market demand, and books are a great place to look, but you can also look at products as well within the Amazon marketplace. So for this niche, it would be like barefoot running shoes. And I'm looking for those 5-finger shoes like this, which isn't exactly for barefoot running, but a lot of people use these on their way to learning how to run barefoot. So check products, check books. If you see this drop-down menu here, you can explore all these categories. Your niche may not exist in all these categories, but it's worth taking a look. The next place we can go is Google, and barefoot running, and we can see, let's see, 10 million results right here. It's in light gray, and let's actually put that in quotation marks, our search, and that's going to give us an even finer grained result based on titles and things that use that exact phrase. So 15,400,000. So we can see a magazine right here, Runner's World, about the niche. The very fact that there's a magazine that is devoted to a topic is good. You know, it has a Wikipedia page. That's a good indicator. You can see people are using it as domain name URLs and so on. So you can see that there is a lot of information out there about barefoot running. And then you can also explore these other Google search tools, for example, images, and you can see that there's a lot of content out there, in this case image content, about barefoot running. And you could also click on the shopping if you're planning on building a business around this niche. You can see that a lot of people are interested in ultralight shoes or these 5-finger toes, in this niche. So barefoot running is about running without shoes, but you can see that a lot of people are interested in these 5-finger shoes. And of course you can also explore YouTube, which is owned by Google, and we've got right here 54,200 results, which is quite a bit. So there is a lot of demand for information on these topics, and people are selling products on them based on what Google is saying. Now let's take an even closer look at what Google has to offer by looking at Google's keyword planner. So you can just Google keyword planner, and this is the results page that comes up. And this tool is a part of Google AdWords. So if you click on this, it's going to load the keyword planner tool. And what it actually does is it loads Google AdWords. So if you haven't signed up for a Google AdWords account yet, go ahead and do that. You can see over here that I do have an AdWords account, and this allows me to access this tool. So you go to Tools and Analysis, click on Keyword Planner, and all right. So what you want to do is click on this Search for Keyword and Ad Group Ideas. And let's just type barefoot running. And let's just see what happens. All locations, all languages, Google, navigate keywords, and click Get Ideas. All right, so you can see the main number you want to look at here is the average monthly searches. So keywords like barefoot running, you can see that this is 360,000. That's quite large. 5 fingers, again, we're getting back to the shoes that seem to have a lot of interest with 39,000 searches. And we're just seeing a lot about the shoes. Okay, here's trail running, minimalism. So you can kind of tell that people interested in barefoot running are also interested in minimalism. So that's a good one to look at. And you can see, benefits right here. So if I were to click on this one, you can see you drill into more detailed actual groups of keywords that Google would recommend. And the average monthly search volume is kind of low on these, but you can tell that especially the benefits of barefoot running, people are pretty curious about that, whereas they're not as interested in the typing in benefit of barefoot running shoes. So let's go back to our ad groups, and we're going to click on this first one here, and again we can see 12,100 as a monthly search volume for the shoes. So a lot of people are interested in the shoes. Barefoot running form, you can see that 320 are interested in that. And if you click on the top of the categories here, it will actually sort the data in terms of whatever these titles are. So in this case, we're sorting it by the keywords that have the highest search volume. So you can see Vibram, 5 fingers, that shoe again, right up there, 90,500. Barefoot, sometimes like just a general word like barefoot, this may not be of use to you. Again, a lot of focus on shoes, and I'm trying to get to the first thing I see not related to the shoes. You can see that there's some demand in the United Kingdom. And then Barefoot Running University, I might go check that out on Google and see what that's all about, because that has a 390 people looking at that every month. So that's just a basic intro to the Google Keyword Planner. So use that as you evaluate your niche. And as far as the exact numbers here that you want to get, it's really variable on how tightly focused your niche is. But what you can see is you can see areas where you might need to focus, where there's a lot of demand to get some initial traffic. with content about the Vibram 5-finger shoes would clearly be a good option here. But based on what I'm seeing, I see pretty good demand here for barefoot running based on the Google AdWords keyword tool. Now let's head over to Clickbank. Clickbank is a place where people can set up affiliate accounts and get paid by sending traffic to other products. Or if you're a publisher of a product or an information product, you can list your product here and have others promote it and pay them a commission. The cool thing about Clickbank is that it allows you to see how successful certain products are. So if we go to the top here in this menu and click on Marketplace and type in Find Products, Barefoot Running, let's see what comes up. So this one, someone does have a product here, 75% commission. I'm often looking at this gravity number right here, which is an indication of how well something is selling. And I'm not seeing, there's a 0 there, so that's not, a super promising lead. Here's something about foot pain, and you can see it's in the positive for the gravity. This 0.11 is not a high gravity score, but there is some sales here, and you can see what people are selling it for. So if they give a payout of $13.58, and that's a 55% commission, this is roughly a $20 product. And let's see what else we see here. Not all these results are super relevant, but you can see, for example, in the pregnancy niche here, this has a pretty high gravity of 7.24 with a $31 commission on the product. So let's just type in something a little more general like fitness, or how about minimalism, and see what we get. Not too much there. Let's try fitness, since barefoot running is kind of a subset of the fitness niche. And the other cool tool that you can use in Clickbank is how you sort the results you get. So if we want to sort by gravity, which we don't know exactly how Clickbank delivers this, what the algorithm is behind that, but we open that up and we can see, we're sorting from high to low. This one has a 227.36 gravity. That's very high. And we can see, a 90% commission for high volume affiliates. So if we're looking at this, we can see that anti-aging foods or superfoods, or if you're going to do something on barefoot running, you might want to tie that into, anti-aging in some way. And the muscle maximizer, here's another very high gravity, 150.14, and you can tell from this that a lot of people are interested in increasing their muscle mass. So if you can tie that into barefoot running, that would probably be a good idea. And just as an example, if you click through these, you can actually see what the product looks like. Here's the truth about abs. A lot of people are focused on abs in the fitness niche. So if you were going to do something that with barefoot running and developing strong abs or six-pack abs, according to Clickbank, that there is a lot of demand for that. So let's look at Commission Junction. It's another affiliate marketing marketplace. It's a little different from Clickbank in that it focuses more on actual physical products, and you need to create an account to be able to see, get inside and see what's available. But you just click on this Get Links button once you're logged in, and let's look at barefoot running. And we're not seeing anything there, so let me just take off barefoot. And let's see what we're getting. We're mostly getting products for shoes. So there is, again, we've seen in a lot of our other research, a focus on the shoes within this niche. But if you were going to build a niche website or online platform about barefoot running, you know, focusing on shoes and maybe as an affiliate selling shoes may be an option as far as income generation for your online platform. So that's what Commission Junction has to tell us. Now, Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform where people basically pitch an idea for something they're working on and they need funding. So if you fund the project, if you supply a little money to these projects, the entrepreneur or artist or creator in turn makes some kind of promise based on how much you fund that you'll get something if their funding is successful. So take a quick look at the main categories that people look for crowdfunding on Kickstarter with, and you can see art, comics, dance, design, fashion, film and video, games, music, photography, and so on. These are the primary categories for Kickstarter, so there's a chance your niche may not be related to something like that, but if it is, Kickstarter would be a good place to look at demand. So let's look at Discover Great Projects, and I'm going to go ahead to the right here and click on Most Funded. And in this area, you can see what projects were successfully funded and how much they got. So you can see in the art category, here's $661,000 for a, let's see what this is. It's like the building of this education center. So a lot of people wanted to support that. And so let's just kind of scan these, the art, the comics, dance, design. You can see this watch here that somehow connects with the iPhone and Android was 10,000% plus funded, which means there was a huge amount of demand for that, and they raised over $10 million. As well as, iPhone accessories, you can see that, and over $1 million worth of funding there. A lot with the arts, film and video. Food is a hot niche, which is, important for in the barefoot running niche as far as health and nutrition. And you can just kind of scan these and just get a feel for what people are doing and how they're getting funding. If we go back up to the top and search projects and type in barefoot running, this is a Barefoot Bandit. This is more of a documentary. Which doesn't necessarily give you any indication of, for barefoot running per se. But I do know of a project on here. I'm typing in green smoothies. And this project was 109% funded, raised over $20,000. And what it is a full-length documentary about how hardcore endurance athletes perform when given regular doses of fresh organic green smoothies. So you can see here that there's some demand for endurance athlete performance, which is something that many barefoot runners may be interested in if they're taking the craft pretty seriously and to an extreme. So that is how you use free online tools and websites to evaluate market demand. And again, why we're doing this is we want to make sure that the project, the online platform, or the business that we're going to create actually has a lot of market demand, that there's information out there, that there's competitors out there, which means, and especially successful competitors, because that means that there is a demand. People are either hungry for information or buying products. And if you don't find a lot of information, it's hard to do, but you may want to reevaluate your niche selection. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a critical part of the online business challenge as far as evaluating your niche. It's one of the most important things you do to get ready and make sure that the amount of time and energy investment you're going to spend on your project is going to be worthwhile.